Hello to Michigan. Hi, Barbara. Hello, everyone. We're going to start shortly. I'm just going to wait maybe 1 more minute to make sure more of the people are able to connect and attend. And thank you very much already for joining, guys. I'll just get everything prepared. In so-called the meantime, I just want to check with you if there is no problem with connectivity, if you can see me, if you can hear me, also if you are able to see the screen. Hello from to Panama, to Colorado, Nevada as well. Hi guys. Nadia, Jessica, Cynthia, Barry. Hello. So is the connectivity okay? All good, thank you very much. I want to be sure, of course, it's internet, so everything, of course, can happen. And I want to be sure, please let me know if there will be any disruption, even though I made sure that my connectivity will be good for today. We're going to start shortly. Okay. I will also, okay, that's fine. Good. So how many people right now? Still people joining. Hello, everyone. So maybe before we're going to start, we just a few things here for an introduction. So hello, everyone. As you can see, and here I'm a foreigner here. My name is Marcin Kasica. I'm from Poland. I work for EON Reality, and formally I'm a director of global education and training. So for this workshop, and let me share the screen. For this workshop, we want to focus on the Metaverse Builder. And I see hello from or good evening from Panama as well. Unfortunately, I do not speak Spanish, so please excuse me. I will use Pol English, and I hope it will be good. This is one of the series of our webinars that EON Reality do on a monthly basis, usually on a monthly basis, for the users of our platform. And I want to stay in that focus to concentrate on what is the tool itself, how it works, and show you a few practical examples and demonstrations of a new functionalities within the EON Metaverse Builder, within the EON-XR platform and EON Metaverse Builder. And this is a webinar format, but as you can tell already by my looking on the right-hand side or left-hand side of the different screens I have, that I will do my best to follow the chat messages and be also in at least some level of a conversation with you who are attending this training. So please, I want to encourage you at the very beginning to ask me questions. If I will be able to answer it straight away, I will do that. If it will not be something I can answer or maybe not directly related to the topics of today's session, I will make sure that somebody else will take the question and get back to you as soon as possible. And so with that, I will also assume partly that all of you who are attending this webinar, you have heard about EON Reality as a company, so I'm not going to be doing lots of introduction to it. And you also probably aware of our core product called EON-XR platform, and some of the elements of that EON-XR platform, which is exactly the EON Metaverse Builder. We have a 1 hour schedule for today. It's already 5 minutes in, so I think it's good time to move on. And of course, if you will have any questions, please do not hesitate. As a company, we exist for more than 20 years, and we have a various kind of backgrounds of different projects and working with various partners in the past. My personal background is mechanical engineering and management, so please excuse me that some of the examples I will try to show might be related a little bit more to the technical side, though we know that the EON, that the XR technology in general is widely used across education, enterprise sectors. So to put a few things also to at the beginning of the session, I do believe that everyone right now is able to see this distinction, the differences between the virtual worlds, a virtual reality when everything is totally digital, and augmented reality where we have a mixing kind of thing of a real image and a virtual digital image somehow presented. If they are interactive, we call it about the mixed reality. When it's just an image, like a visual effect, like my background behind me, we sometimes call it augmented reality. And all of that technologies are very often encapsulated or called for various reasons extended reality. So extends a human's ability to perceive the world digital and real with some additional of the digital components all together. And because of those concepts and those abilities, technical abilities, EON's role was always focusing on how to make these elements useful. That's why we created the products like EON-XR, Special Meeting, Merged XR, EON Merged XR, and right now EON Metaverse Builder, to enhance the abilities of a human to mainly do the knowledge transfer and collect the knowledge or build up the knowledge using the technologies that I mentioned. And most of you, I also assume, if not, please let me know on the chat. You might understand already that there is this platform called EON-XR that you can have access to. And just maybe briefly, also at the very beginning, I would like to highlight few addresses that might be useful for you. EON-XR.com. So this is the main address of the platform. If you haven't used this, it is a good address to start. You can start even for free. So most of you either being enrolled in your institutions or by your colleges, universities, you already get the access to the application, to the platform and the cloud-based solution, which this is in a nutshell. So this is one of the things. Also for the reference, if you would like to get more information about the company and the solution, on a company's website, just want to highlight the fact that we have in the products, we have a very interesting website called the Resources, which not everybody is aware of, but it's good to know that on this website you will be able to find the user guides for various elements of our platform. You will be able to find interesting videos related to some of the technical and the practical adaptation of the technologies, and also the documentation and various kind of documents, instructions, guidance related to either integrating with your learning management systems, importing files, technical requirements, as well as guidance for the teachers, educators, trainers, as well as the trainees on how to use the technology, what features to use, what is the EON's vision behind this whole product. So that's just for the reference purposes. But I think it's worth to mention that within the whole EON ecosystem, as I was showing that, let me go back in here, we concentrate preliminarily and dominantly on the most available solution. We have an agnostic platform that can use on the Windows, on the computer, standalone computer, with a Windows-based or Mac OS-based. But we see that the preliminary, dominantly, the usage of the technology is right now via the mobile devices. So those are devices, and either those are Android devices or I will use also some iOS device in here. So either is Android or Apple device. That's not a difference from that point of view, because we want to make sure that the widest possible audience, the teachers, educators, enterprise trainers, students, learners, can access this and explore in the whole metaverse, which I will explain in a second, from a point of view of for learning, for training, for collaborating, and for assessing. So being able to do all of that within the platform. And not forgetting, of course, about those kind of devices. And you probably, if you are more into a technology, you probably already hear that the Facebook, or actually Meta, I should say, is right now getting ready for releasing a new devices. So this is also supported by the EON solutions, and there is in a roadmap for product developments. This is also already prepared for working towards the new devices and new solutions that will be available from a full immersive experiences as well. And just a reminder here to everyone who's joining that if you have any questions, any comments, please do not hesitate. I see we have right now quite a few attendees, which is great. And please use the chat, messages, or Q&A section in the webinar jam for that. One more technical thing, and please excuse me for doing that now, but I want to confirm that this session is being recorded, and it will be available to you and sent to you, the recording, after the session will be published on our YouTube channel. So if you would like to follow us on the YouTubes and subscribe to EON's Reality channel, which is filled of the multiple videos, examples, case studies, how our partners are using EON-XR and its components and its separate products, please do not hesitate to press a subscribe or a like button to various videos that are available there. Okay. So what is practically EON-XR? You probably experience very often. It is building a virtual worlds based on the 3D assets, and that's the one of the key thing to look on it is that the key elements of building up the knowledge transfer is based in majority of time on the 3D model, 3D assets. We will talk in this session about how to source the correct type of resources, 3D models, but to make a meaning, put a meaning to it, to go to this further on from the 3D model towards the virtual, to augmented mixed realities, and eventually to the metaverse itself. What we do, we are enhancing this object. So we're putting a meaning to a 3D object, digital representation of the object, by providing informations like memos, textual information, videos, audio, so all kind of a multimedia that are traditionally used already in education and knowledge transfer. Either we're looking on the educational sector, enterprise sector, but not only that. We understand that we can also enhance the 3D by using a 2D even images or 360 images as well, and not forgetting about the typical formats of the documents that we can use to enhance our world, enhance our knowledge transfer, like a documentation, manuals, guidance, user guides, etc. That instructions that could be as a documents. For our instance, EON-XR supports a PDF documents. I'll show you all of that, how it is being used, how you can integrate that into the 3D model. But I want to go one step further. So that is the layer of building so-called the knowledge portals towards our 3D object. But when we will go one step further, and giving ability to assess the user, to provide some kind of experiences that allowing people to be more engaged by providing quizzes, providing an activities like locating, asking people where is a specific components, part, object, or what should be taken into consideration in that moment of the process, identifying when we asking a user of the solution to name, to specify this, the specific element that were of the knowledge 3D experience that we would like to do, plus personalizing that by providing a 3D recordings where we as a teachers or our students would like to demonstrate to us as a teachers, because it can go with the flipped classroom format as well, which I'll try to also mention that during this session. And we have an ability to also do the 3D recordings, which will be the able to put your voice, your 3D representation of an avatar, three-dimensional avatar, and which could be customized, and put that into the context further on, even going one step further, being able to provide an assessment activity in which the target audience of our virtual XR experience is also required to follow the steps, follow our path, and be able to validate without any risks, because it's in virtual and augmented reality, validate the knowledge and being able to provide us the information, the feedback. But that's not it. So this is what already is existing in EON-XR, in the EON Metaverse, and also with an additional option for collaboration with the EON special meetings. But we went one step further with all of that. Within the EON Metaverse Builder, we listen to your voices, and from various conversations that we have with you as a partners and partners around the world, we see that there was a question very often: can we place multiple objects into a scene? Can they have a meaning? Can we do some sort of collaboration among those objects? And that's what exactly the step further was taken. So what is a metaverse from that perspective, from that point of view? So if we look on a virtual reality as a human-computer interaction, when we look on the fact that it's immersive experience, the metaverse is focused on an additional level by using various technologies, Web 3D and artificial intelligence, NFTs, and so all the things that are right now, let's call it trendy keywords. But the metaverse is mainly focused on the social aspects. So the metaverse is to put up the layer, the humanity layer, and a collaboration in which we can build the full worlds, in which have also that humane aspect of XR is also putting a meaning towards the experience to make it more useful, specific, and also for helping humans to solving concrete challenges or being involved in concrete challenges. So with that, and being 20 minutes in a session, I see to kind of go further on. So functionalities and more practical elements. So inside the Metaverse, we're going to be using, I will be using a mobile device. So in the Metaverse Builder, I should say, we concentrate on a mobile device because we starting the whole experience in augmented reality mode. So let me show you a few things that we addressed within this solution and how did we address them. And so let me just share my screen of the iPad, and we're going to go further. Of course, if there are any questions or comments, please put they're really important for me. So EON-XR is already available. So if you haven't used that before, you can find it on Google Play Store if you're using Android, or on the Apple App Store if you're using iOS devices. And I have it already installed. And when you're starting it, when you're logging into your institution, you can start for free as well. And also, I want to mention that the Metaverse Builder is also available on a trial format to everyone who is already a user of EON-XR. So those functionalities that I will be showing you today are available to you as well as on a trial basis, or if you have a specific license, also on the full duration of the license. And the new thing, so how to check if I have the Metaverse Builder on my device. Actually, I will take the slideshow from the background so we can concentrate only on the mobile device. So when you see the create button on the right bottom corner, the create button right now accept the traditional experiences, traditional lessons. I'm saying traditional from EON's perspective. But it also gets this Metaverse Builder. So clicking or tapping on the Metaverse Builder, automatically we're starting in augmented reality mode. That means, and I will show you here. So, okay, it's me here. It's a little bit delayed, but it is using the webcam of your device. And straight away, as you can see also here, the text, tap microphone and say what you want to create. So another any point, please look into that. Susanna, I see your message. I shared, there are some links that I already posted there. If you just join, I'm not sure if you see on the chat messages, but I will, you will see them also later on. At the end, I will once again send over the links to how to start. The best thing is to use Google and search EON-XR how to, or how to get to the EON-XR and EON Metaverse Builder, and you will already find plenty of information online. Okay, so I'm going to start to create some of the experience, also concentrating on the process, what can be done for that that purpose. I decided to choose something related to the health and safety. And so to the health and safety objects, and just a second here, because I just want to make sure in the settings, maybe I'm not going to be using, just, I want to make sure that the resolution will be here a little bit more adjusted, because I don't want to have a delay in the full size, delayed in the streaming, because sometimes force rotation. Good. And one second more, please bear with me. Setting preferences, advanced, enabled. Cannot, because sometimes when I'm casting my device, there might be some of the delays. I'm going to apply this just once again. Stop sharing, stop mirroring, and I will mirror it again, just because I want to be sure it's going smoothly and quickly. And so I needed to kind of lower down the resolution, but you still will be able to see it well, because I can make it bigger, but it should work then faster just for that purpose. Okay, so I'm going to create something related to the health and safety, and I will show you from going from the general to more. Assets are searched throughout the library, and of course the topic is relatively common. That's why the library already is filled with lots of the different assets related to that topic. But also there are in here the ability to go to my library, or something new, directly go to the Sketchfab and being able to bring up the imports, bring up by using an import of the models from an online library called the Sketchfab. So if I have the things in the assets, they will be presented, and I already prepare myself, so that's why they are here. But if I would like to use the Sketchfab, I can do that as well. What does it mean? It means that the Sketchfab already is a library filled with thousands, if not millions, of the assets, which I'm not sure exactly how many they have, but there is a massive amount of them. 3D models that the people placing in. More importantly, those models are there in a standardized format. We use the same format. So EON-XR, EON Reality providing EON-XR and the latest developments, we also use the format called GLTF, or GLB for short, which is the binary format of that, which is the universal 3D format, allowing us to bring up the models, and I can search throughout the library, and you can see if I reach the end, it kind of comes further on. So there's quite a few those, whichever I would like to choose. So if I want to choose, and I'm going to choose the random here, fire extinguisher, this one looks nice. If I want to use something else, I can use something else. Pressing next, it will automatically allow me to tap on the place where I want to place it. It will then download the model in the real time, and I'm presenting, that's a real presentation right now. Download the model, which is this model. Actually, it has been created possibly by some of the developers using Cyrillic language, but that's fine. And having it here, And already straight away, being as an object that I can navigate using my finger, I can, using 2 fingers, move the object on the flat surface. And then the keyword that I use to find the object becoming a key search word for additional knowledge, additional information being provided as a text and with the sources. I know also, just to maybe highlight the fact that it comes in different conversations. I'm fully aware that the Wikipedia is not always the main source of the knowledge that should be used on the university level. We are aware of that. That's why we have some filters inside it. And if there are some options in here that we can find and use where to use it from the sourcing. As a default, we use the Wikipedia, Khan Academy. Those are the main results, because we also want to filter the content to making sure it's appropriate content. So selecting and some sort of text elements from that will be interpreted and placed inside it. Same with the images. So based on the keywords, our search engine integrated inside the EON-XR allows us to find an images that might be suitable for the purpose based on the keywords. Likewise with the video. An important thing to mention here is that, as usual, the videos, the sourcing of the video, screen is freezing. Do you guys can see it well right now, or is there any challenge, any technical challenge? I have the information here on the chat. Screen is freezing intermittently. Do you still have this freezing, or is it working fine? What if the screen is? Can I just get a confirmation there, please? I will check my internet connectivity, but I do believe my connection should be relatively stable. So it might be the tools we're using, but let me just check it. So in here, I mean, it should be working quite fine. It's relatively good speed here. So I understand that there might be something going in here. I'm sorry if there are some of the difficulties. What I can do in the meantime also, and let me just try to see if I can do it very quickly. For those of you who will experience any issues with the connection, let me just check if I can use the screen and manage broadcast. And I will do the EON Metaverse. For each of you that will have any issue with the connection right now, and you will not be able to see smoothly the information that I'm showing on the screen, I will be able, just a second, with you. And right now, the live recording. I'm not sure about the quality, but if you are interested, you can also watch it on this YouTube link that I posted there. It with some of the delay, but it should be also casting this to the YouTube. So you can use that link. If Richard, if it still freezes for you, it should be there. The OBS, it shouldn't be that, because it usually works fine. Okay. So I'm also streaming that. Okay, moving on. In this case, if there are any questions, please let me know. And so here, I was mentioned before that we can use the textual images and the videos inside it. Currently, the source of the videos is predominantly YouTube here, but we added, and there is a change in the latest version, that we also have ability for uploading your own videos, or linking, if you have your video somewhere in a different cloud system available to be played as a files, we have ability also to link it as a URL inside your experience. I'm going to choose one of the videos here. The next elements that can be added, of course, to build the knowledge portal is the existing documentation materials that we would like to show with the object. And for instance, you can use your existing PDF documents. And I have here some of the PDF about the controlling of a hazardous energy. Yeah, there's some documentation about some of the procedure, which is some of the PDF on my device that I can also use here. And the last element here is the ability to add the audio components as well, which I will show you later on how we can use our voice, how we can use multiple languages, either as English, Spanish, or Polish, and also create that into the experience and add it. So within the Metaverse Builder, we have all of the functionalities, as you can see, of the merged XR. In this case, that we have the floating portals, as you can see here, related to an object. We can create we have ability to dissect the object, grab, move back, take it apart, go even kind of taking apart as animations, do the see-through, or go into the individual components itself and look onto them from a various perspective. That's absolutely fine to be able to explore it. But additionally to that, we have an ability to add multiple objects. So what I will do, I'm going to add right now, press a plus sign on the right hand side. So this plus sign okay, I'm checking the chat messages. So if you could please confirm if either you can hear me and see me, and if it's still working or not, please. Not watchable. That's okay. So let me try to see. I'm going to take off my video from here, and I will try to reduce the amount of the things, even though I don't believe it's anything specifically on my side, but hopefully it will be all right. Okay, so in here, what I want to show you as another element. So to create Adam saying it's been working fine for me the whole time. Thank you, Adam. So in here, what I want to show is that right now, having a one object, we have ability to add more of the object. And I'm going to press a plus sign here, which will allow me to, and this is another option. If I will put a question mark on the top, you will see here annotations, so that we have an ability right now to add additional objects, use a voice annotations, use the artificial intelligence and the camera built into the object for recognition and finding necessary keywords. We have ability to create the assessment portals, add some memos which are based on the audio and textual information, as well as we can do the 3D recording, even a screen recording, if we would like to create a video that will later on maybe ends up on the YouTube or is shared among the students as the file as well. So I'm going to be pressing a first icon for adding additional object, firefighter. So once again, using a keyword, I'm getting an ability to use the object from the library in this case, which will be downloaded and presented here as an individual object, which once again, I can move wherever I would like. I can change its scale, I can elevate it, and for instance, presents the object and select then the other object, rescale it, putting that a little bit back further on my desk. So this is my desk, guys. Here I'm trying to follow the chat and seeing what's going on. Plus, I can add another object here, fire engine. So to add another element, and if there is something interesting in the library, and I can check the library, or if I can go to Sketchfab to maybe find something which will be more relevant here. I have here Baltimore Fire Station, number 16. So I haven't tried that, but I'm tempted to do it, even if there will be any issues. So I'm going to place that object here, what should happen here, as you can see, depends on the size of it. It will start to get downloaded. So we're using everything from a cloud, as you can see, and it's been downloaded from the library and will be loaded here just as a front of the building here, which is fine for that purposes. And being able to have the multiple objects and building even the full environments in the quite depending on the sourcing of the model, of course, on the different quality, we have ability to, of course, to adjust the objects, adjust their scale, and putting them into the different position if we want to. And still having the same ability based on that to add various components to the object that is selected. I can select all of the object using the button on the left-hand side, bottom corner, and I can move all three objects together so they are interconnected in a way. Or I can select individual object and add an element to it. So I can see if there's already some annotation, and there is annotation called object 4, which is, of course, doesn't say much to us. So I can use this icon here, the three dots, and for instance, delete all of the annotations, and I can add my own annotation. Firefighter helmet. And based on the annotation, I can once again use the sources of a text, image, videos, and others to build up the necessary information, necessary knowledge that will help the recipient of these materials to understand, to watch the way they would like to watch it, to listen to the way they would like to listen, to read. And there is some sort of audio being played here, which I believe you can hear. Plus also there is images that everything can be also made in a full screen, or a text that could be automatically. Firefighters wear floor green helmets. And having the audio elements being able to present it also in a format that could be used for people with when they need some sort of support on accessibility for the content materials. I want to also highlight a few other things inside this solution. So we could also add to every object that there is, we could have the AI, artificial intelligence. And for instance, if I will take the photo here, put a point on this person, take a photo, even in changing into the point to the elements, I don't know even what it is, and you can see it recognize my voice. We can use various languages. I have a Polish and English, but it will also be able to use the various languages if you have them set it up on your device. And if I don't know what the object is, I can take a virtual picture or picture of a virtual object that will form for me, and I'm just going to change it to the landscape mode, find a similar objects in here or related to the, in this case, some sort of a fire protection and firefighters elements to define, basing on the pictures, being able to define the keywords, firefighters New York City in this case, to give the information that are more related to the topic. It's not always going to, of course, give us the best results. That's why we still have the customization ability to use what we would like to use, the largest departments, and add it there, and building that additional portals of the knowledge, being able to select the object, see these annotations, select the specific one, see the information that is attached to it, and combine together. Now, the last thing I mean, there will be a few other things I want to show in here, and I'm going to also, using a plus sign, add some of the presentation or memo. So I have ability to add a memo here. It's hiding behind it, and within the memo, I can either type the text, so I can name the activity, or actually more easier, I can use this microphone icon. A firefighter is a person who is designated, or whose role is to prevent fires, train, support the accidents, and putting, as you can see, even my Pole English accent is relatively well, even though vocabulary could be better on my side, but as you can see, it can recognize recognize the words that I'm mentioning. And if I would like to sound a little bit better, I can.
Firefighter is a person who is designated or whose role is to prevent fires, train, support the accidents.
And so I can have this voice in the various types of the voices and accents already being designed into it, as well as different languages, depending on the sets of the languages I will have on my device. So that's the another ability to add multiple memos here, which I can actually bring even further closer to me in 3D on front of that object, as you can see, or put above the objects. You can see I'm actually streaming that here for that purpose. Okay, so that's one more thing I want to show you is the next icon here, the ability to create put a personalization to the experience by using a 3D recording. So the assessment activities, including quizzes, identification activities, locate, and 3D recordings. So in quizzes, just so you maybe also mentioned that here, we add an ability to have a yes or no question, true or false question, as well as multiple answers. So that's a new thing in the quizzes that could be used. And locate and identify gets also another easier ways to select the objects, because we get some feedback that it needed some of the support, because people sometimes didn't know how to select the object. So that has been already already a change. Yes, I have a message here. I have joined later. I'm not hearing everything due to network, if possible. Of course, we will be sharing the recordings, and this is already also being streamed on the YouTube. So I will be providing you the link later. So let's talk about what is the 3D recording. So 3D recording is an ability, an opportunity for a user to use own avatar and put that into a context of the experience. So by pressing a recording button, right now, whatever I say, it's been actually recorded my voice as well as my position, the way I navigate throughout the scene, the ways that, for instance, I take the elements apart. I will show some of the information like a semi-transparent, etc., or even being able to grab and move the things aside. Depends on the object that I have selected, is being recorded. So within this 27 seconds, my audio right now has been uploaded to the cloud. This 3D recording is available, and I can straight away play this 3D recording, which will not only play this. Whatever I say, it's been actually recorded. I'm going to mute that a little bit, but also what you should be able to see that in here, if I'm going to stand up, it's a little bit big because I scaled the object low, but there is the avatar of myself that I decided to use. I'm going to mute that. So there is a full avatar that demonstrates the object, is able to interact with the object and being able to present it the different from a point of view of the process. So for that instance, I'm just going to do one little thing. I'm going to save this and exit, and I will show you what is the new elements in the Metaverse Builder on EON-XR also, and Metaverse Builder as an element of the EON-XR family here. So let me just kind of go in here. When you are entering the app, either on a PC or on a mobile device, wherever your profile is, you do have an option to do the profile settings. And in this profile settings, so right now we provide you, of course, the ability to change your image, picture, changing a language, and we support various languages, as you can see. So and we also extending the library of the languages that we support from the user interface point of view, but also there is this button 3D avatar. So EON Reality is in partnership right now with a company called Ready Player Me that is specialized in creating customized avatars. So we have an ability directly on the mobile device, either choose one of our existing avatars or create one either from a mobile device itself, where we can choose a gender here or a type of the posture. I'm going to continue without the photo. Choose the avatar that I would like to use, for instance, choosing a next, this avatar will be then going through the step-by-step process. I'm going to put it in a portrait mode right now because it will be easily visible. When we can change the different elements of appearance, either is the tone of the skin, the size of our avatar's face, the clothing as well, to be able to customize that and based on the existing components here. Or for instance, if I would like to have a different kind of beard, my avatar to have a different kind of eye. So all different things are customizable to provide, and me as a person who will eventually be recording or meeting in a collaborative space in the metaverse, an ability to have my own personal appearance here as such, and being able to generate that and bring that into the app. So that will be via the Ready Player Me. I want to show you something more in here, just briefly, that right now also on the Ready Player Me website, if you are just let me just refresh here. When you entering your app, or when you even using the website itself on your own, something went wrong on the website, but fine, let's just refresh. This is just the website, so let's get it to load. So EON Reality is right now listed as one of the, so those are the avatars, and I have ability, of course, to have in a hub various kind of avatars that I want to create. How many languages are available? For inputting the information, as many as existing. For some of the text-to-speech conversions, there is some limitation. I can't tell you exactly how many because, frankly speaking, I haven't counted them. If I'm not mistaken, there might be up to 40 plus the accent, so I'm not sure. There might be something like that, Kevin. For the avatar, of course, the avatar's moving of the mouth will be based on the automatical voice recognition. We have that already. And within the connected applications, also just so you know, when we search the different applications, EON Reality is right now also listed here as one of the partners. Just kind of refreshing this here, and it's EON Reality application is there as well. So you can have a multiple avatars, and for the formats, how it is, more apps here, and you can choose that. Okay, and view app, and you can get the application information, how to get the avatars also here. Okay, there is one more thing I want to show you. There are lots of ways to, and that also comes as a question. Okay, what if I would like to have something else as the model? There are plenty of different software that exist for creating the assets. We could use existing solution, like as mentioned before, the Sketchfab, and even you can manually go to the Sketchfab website and find for the models that you are interested in, find them downloadable. So if you're finding a model, let's say this, I don't know, whatever that is here, Porsche. So there's 911 car Porsche, and if I will be interested in this object, we have an ability to either import that from EON-XR, or even manually, if we want to customize that object, there is ability to download this model with the contribute credits to the creator of that, of course, and that's when using EON-XR, that comes automatically and download. That's a relative, depends on the size. You can have a smaller file or a bigger file, download the object depending on the sizes of the textures. And when you take in this model, and here I downloaded it here, it is available for potential review. This is within the Microsoft 3D Viewer. Reviewing the model, if I'm interested into it, I can take it, or within the metaverse, it could be used. Plus, there are various softwares, which I'm not going to be, of course, talking about it, but I want to highlight that in the EON Metaverse Builder, as well as all the EON family, software family, right now uses a standardized format, which is called the GLB. And the Blender as a free 3D importing software that some of you might know of or not. The Blender is a 3D modeling package, and we don't expect people to know it. No, it's not EON software. It's some sort of 3D modeling available similar to the very many other formats. And it has a support for GLTF format itself. So I have an ability to import the models into this software, and having this model being presented based on the data that it was created, based on the format it was created in here, as well as there are plenty of the softwares allowing us, and that's the texture is still loading because they're a little bit bigger, but they will be visible as you can see. And even being able to, for instance, I'm going to import right now another object here, which is actually my own avatar, which I will just move aside here. So let's move this we can delete, and I will take the avatar and move it here. So even having a 3D scanned object, as you can see here, this is me actually, and having that, and this is an ability, of course, to have those as a 3D model. So there are various softwares that allowing to use that as a 3D models and 3D representation, but also within the software, whatever content you will have, you would like to export as an example or a webinar. I'm going to save it on the desktop. So whatever changes you do, including the animation, the process allows you to, to import a content. And if I will right now use a desktop version, and we have included the import 3D asset option when you're creating the experience, where you can drag and drop the files, which will be taken into the file. I have put the credit here to the person who created a Porsche. I'm going to say, for instance, that will be maybe the new category here. I'm going to use sport fitness weapon. Let me just see what category will be the best fitting for that purpose. So let's say car and vehicles, and I'm going to do the upload for that purpose. So that model will be in a few moments of time available for me, as you can see, to create a thumbnail and use that for Metaverse Builder elements. So as you can see, this model being ready in a matter of seconds, taking a snapshot, maybe changing the name here. Webinar today is 2022 year. So let's put it that way, update the thumbnail, and straight away it is available for me to create either individual lessons or reuse this object, webinar. I'm going to purposely close the website. And on EON-XR, if I will press a create button, and I will do the Metaverse Builder webinar, and checking that, it will find this as in my assets, this object that I can straight away add, place, will be downloaded. We'll see how long it will actually take to download it, initialize, place it as the combination. And I wish, of course, I have a car like that, but being able to kind of present it, including the ability to present the objects individually here, presents the object related to information presented to the car itself, which has a multiple annotations. If there are too many, I can just quickly remove those annotations, being able to see and create my own. Okay, with that, we have 4 minutes left as per the official time. I will be checking if there are any questions or any kind of comments that you would like to share, and I would like to, of course, encourage you to try it before we're going to do the final words for today. So people were asking about once again, there was some questions about the access to the materials. So of course, the first resource is the EON's Reality website. So EONReality.com. So that's number one resource, which I will recommend to use. Second, on this website, in the product section, you can find the links to downloading the app for various devices, and also the resources. It's a good place. So this link here within the resources is a very good link to use to find information about the elements here. I have a question from Cynthia. Can we apply animation in Blender and export it into EON with the avatar animating? Absolutely. You can, for instance, my avatar, I can take to the software, for instance, called the Mixamo even. I can animate in Blender if I will do it, though I have to admit, I'm not very good at Blender. But I done this here. I put my model even to Mixamo, the Adobe software, which is existing here. And I can put, for instance, a capoeira, which I have no clue about in here. I can then download this model within the FBX format. So taking these animations, whatever the animation will be, I can merge multiple animations as well. After downloading this capoeira here on my computer, I will just open the Blender and convert it to GLB, because the GLB is the best file format. So the whole process is actually by importing FBX, which is on the desktop capoeira here, and it should be importing my model in here as an FBX in Blender. And then after Blender is taking that, so that's me here. If I will play that animation, you can see that I'm animated. If I will show the textures here or shaders, of course, it will be possible to see this also in a more colorful format. And if I will just export that to the GLB TF format on the desktop, saying marching capoeira, if I don't know if I spell it correctly, but exporting that. I should probably do something with the textures, but right now I will just omitting. So importing as my FBX playing in Blender, not necessarily, because the FBX is Autodesk format. It's not pure Maya, Cynthia. So FBX could be in 3ds Max. The only thing is, right now, I don't have the latest 3ds Max with which supports GLB, because the latest 3ds Max 2023, as well as I believe Maya 2023, supports export to GLB format, which EON uses. And the Blender has that already. And yes, the Blender will convert the format with animation to be used in EON-XR. That's correct. So we have an ability as a GLB to watch the file in Windows itself or other. So you can see this is a model already with animation, but also within the EON-XR, I'm able, and let me just kind of go in here in EON-XR. And when I will just do the import 3D assets, I will drag and drop marching, dancing, capoeira, or fighting, dance or fight, however it is. Use this as the, for instance, art and abstract. I don't know which, miscellaneous for a moment. I will clear that up later. Uploading that, and that will be available. So then it should be here. Finalizing, taking a snapshot, updating a thumbnail, and all of that without any coding, as you can see. Without any programming that I'm using, creating that, I can check the asset straight away. And I can either create the lesson on the PC, selecting a category for my experience here. And I'm doing it quick because I'm conscious of the time and I know you guys are connected. So I'm very, very grateful that you could stay with me online, even with some technical difficulties here. But the model will be there. And as you can see, there is also the animation here. So you can see it works straight away. And if I will open this experience in the mobile, I will have me dancing in augmented reality as well. So that's not a problem to have that. Okay, and how I'm moving, for Melissa's question I have here about the moving of the object. It's actually, if you're using mouse and keyboards, it's a left mouse, middle mouse button, or a right mouse button. If you're using fingers on your screen, which is on the Metaverse Builder, so you can use multiple fingers, 2 fingers allowing you to move the object and 3 fingers allowing you to elevate the object. So that's the way to enter and to navigate on the Metaverse. Just unlock. So if I will here start this experience, so multiple fingers. Okay. I believe it's time. I will be, of course, more than happy to hear more of your questions and suggestions. What should we do in another session in next months? And also my colleagues will be involved into it. But I want to highlight the facts of 1 finger rotation, 2 fingers moving, 3 fingers elevating, and the 2 fingers pinch gesture allow me to zoom in and zoom out. So, but I want to say massive thank you for joining. I'm also grateful for all your questions. I'm looking forward to your suggestions, ideas, what can be done more, how a little bit deeper, both on a technical as well as on the pedagogical, we should be doing those kind of workshops. So with that, I want to say thank you very much, and I want to wish you all the best and the great exploration of the metaverse and being able to kind of create your experiences, share with the students, and also create the videos and share with us. Thank you, everyone.